Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this beautiful channel named Geeks for Geeks School. So that's the game that we were developing in the previous lecture. Let me just run this code and show you what all things have we done till now in this Flappy Bird game. So in the previous lecture, which I shooted yesterday, I'm done with defining the code for this amazingly beautiful background, which you're able to see on this window over here. And besides that, we are able to see this floor also, this moving floor, right, which is moving in the backward direction, and it is looking as if there is there is something which is happening to this floor, and we are able to see this game moving, right, just because of this moving floor over here. So that's what we did yesterday, right? And also we learned about the concept of surface in the yesterday's lecture. So if you don't know how what are surface and how a surface is different from this display screen on which you're able to see this whole game, so please do watch my previous lecture that I shooted yesterday, right, in which I have told in very brief about surfaces and this display window. Okay, so let me just close this window. I can do it like this. And it's time for us to define the code with the help of which we can bring the bird on our display window. So we are going to make use of the same code with the help of which we are able to bring the floor as well as the background on our display window. So what I am doing, I'm copying these three lines of code and I'm simply putting them over here like this. Right, it's time for us to change the name of the variable because for this bird, I would like to make use of some other variable. Let's say bird surface. Now, we have many birds saved in that folder from where I am getting all these images. Right, I showed you I showed you the way how you can pull the location of the folder in which you have all your Python files stored. So if you don't know about that, please do visit the previous tutorial. I showed it yesterday and do check it out. Fine, over there you will find the method you can use for accessing that folder in which all your Python files are there. So I prefer to save all my files or my all my game files in the same folder so that I get the correct output and I don't want to define the whole path here. So that's the reason I have kept all my images as well as my game file in the same folder. Right, that is the reason I haven't defined the complete path here. I am able to access the floor as well as the background image just by putting the name of those images over here like this. Right. Okay, what is the name of that image? What is the name with which I've saved the bird image? So it is with name, uh, I think it is with name Bluebird. Okay, Bluebird dash mid flap dot png. Let me just check it once. So that's the folder I am talking about. It's in the users, and I have to come inside this Gaurav named folder, app data, local, and from here we can come on this programs named folder, Python 38-32, and here you will find this Flappy Bird. Okay, so I have these birds over here. The one which I am trying to get on my display window is this one, Bluebird dash mid flap. So what I am going to do, let's come on this properties section and let's copy the name of the bird from here, and I'm putting it simply over here like this because I don't want to make any spelling mistake. uh, okay, and that's the function which is going to help us in converting the image into such a form which will not put too much of load on our game. Fine, so we are done with loading this image in this variable here. Now it's time for us to scale up the image. So we can make use of this scale 2x function. Let's use the same concept which we used for this floor for enlarging the size of this floor and this surface. So we can simply put the name of the variable in which we have loaded the image of the bird over here. We can pass it as a parameter to this function, and then we can simply save the output in the same variable like this bird. underscore surface. And now, for this bird, I would like to define a rectangle. Why rectangle? Because, this is this rectangle which I will be defining, it is going to help me in checking the collision also. So collision that will happen in between the pipes, which I will define in this Flappy Bird game, and the bird, which I am trying to get on the display window right now. And that's what I am putting the code for here. So bird, let's have a different variable. Let's say bird underscore rec. And for getting it, so bird underscore surface is the name of the variable in which we have saved and loaded the image of the bird. And then we can have this get rect method, which will help us in creating a rectangle in the backside of the bird. Okay, so now on the rectangle, we are going to have a rectangular boundary for this bird, and that rectangular boundary this function will create for us. Okay, so that's the concept. Now, in order to see the bird, in order to get the bird on the display window, what we can do, see if I will run this game right now, so I will not be able to see the bird over here. Why? Because we haven't defined the code with the help of which we can get it on the window. So what we can do, we can simply come down over here in this inside this main while loop, and you will find this system.exit here. So that's the code which that's the function which is helping me to bring the floor on the display window. It is also helping me to bring the background surface on the display window, and that's the one which I will be making use of for bringing the bird also on my display window. So simply I can pass this parameter, just a second. Okay, simply I can pass this parameter bird surface. Simply I can pass this variable as a parameter to this function blit, and then we'll have to use this bird rect also, because I want to see the rectangle also along with my bird. This rectangle will not be visible to us, right? It is an imaginary thing which we'll not be able to see on the display window, but definitely it will be there. Okay, so let's run this game, and are we able to see the bird? Why is it not visible to us? We're not able to see the bird right now. Why we are not able to see the bird? Because we have not defined any position for we haven't defined any position here. So let's do that. What we can do, we can come inside this rectangle. Okay, and let's make it reflecting in the center of the screen. So the dimensions of the screen are 576 900. We can put 100 here. And what is the, let me just change it to 1024. And here I would like to pass half of this 1024. So what is half of 1024? It is approximately 512. Right now, if I will run my game, so I think I'll be able to see the bird this time. Yes. So that's our bird, and it is visible to us over here, and it is looking extremely amazing right now. Okay, let me just change the dimensions to 976, and let's see whether we'll be able to get a nice output or not. Okay, right. This is also nice. Okay, and if I'll change it to 900, then what will happen? Yeah, I think this is perfectly fine. Okay, so that's looking great. Let me close the window, and we are able to see the bird on our display window now. It's time for us to make the bird fall down, right? So how can we make it fall down? We can use the gravity concept. You remember we used that concept in that soldier game, in the fighter game that we developed earlier in these online classes. I don't know whether you remember that gravity concept or not, but if you don't remember that concept, let me just help you with that again. So what we can do, we can have a variable over here with name gravity. It is totally your call what name you want to use as a variable, right? I prefer this generally for defining the gravity. Why? Because in most of the games you will find this name, and I don't want you guys, I would like you guys to understand the whole uh, game code. If you come across any, suppose, easily, that's the reason I use such words which generally professionals use in their games. And then we can have something like bird movement. So with the help of this, we are going to control the movement of the bird. Okay, and let me just assign it a value. So I'm assigning it this value 0. Okay, now what we can do, we can come down over here in this while loop, and we can make this bird movements value dependent on this gravity, because we want the bird to fall down. So in order to make it fall down, uh, let me just check where can I put the code. So this is the if control statement. I can put the code somewhere uh, over here. I think it will be great if I'll put here. So I can simply mention this bird underscore movement. Okay, and let's do it like this. So every time, so with every frame, the bird's movement will increase by gravity. That's what this code will do for us. Now, if I will simply run the code, you will not see the bird going down, because I haven't, linked this keyword, linked this variable which I have used over here with any of the variables which are controlling the position of this bird. So we'll have to do that too. Now, how we'll do that? We can simply come down over here, and let's make use of this bird underscore rect. There is a thing called center y, if you know about it. Center y. So we are going to make the value of this center y dependent on the value of bird movement. That's how we can do it. Right. Okay, so now if I will run the game, let's see what is going to happen. So I'm able to see this bird going down. See, and it was looking amazing. Right, it is looking amazing. Every time I will, let me just do one thing. Let me define this thing above, just below this surface. And let me keep this thing over here. Or let's, so the surface will come first. Okay, the surface, the background will come first. Fine, and after that we can, okay, the background is coming first. This is fine. Then we can have, I think it will be great if I can, it will be great if I'll put it here in between these two things, because I want to see the bird. If it falls down, I don't want to see it traveling on that moving floor. So I think now we'll be able to get the output. Yes, now it is getting hidden. Earlier, what was happening when I defined this code, before this bird. So what this function will do, it will draw this bird, after this floor. So when the bird will fall down, we'll be able to see it going over the floor, but I don't want that to happen. I don't want to see something like this on the display window. Rather, instead of that, I would like to see the bird. If it goes down, I would like to see it going down, and it should be the moment it comes, uh, the moment it comes in the position with this floor, I want it to go hidden like this. I want it to disappear the way it just got disappeared. Fine, so this is the way we can do it. Right now the bird is going down. How can we make the bird go up? Right now, that's what I would like to define the code for. So what we can do, the way we have defined this if statement over here, if control statement over here, which is checking for us the quit function. the quit event. So if the user will press the cross button, which is there right on the top of the window of the game, so this event will occur, and finally the game will get over and the user will come out of the game. Now I want that if I will press the spacebar key, or the user of the game presses the spacebar key, I want to see that bird going up, or you can say I want to see it jumping. Fine. So how can we do that? So for doing it, we can first define an if control statement over here, with the help of which we can check, whether the spacebar key has been pressed or not. So I think you remember the code very well, because I've already told you about this code many times in the previous lectures, in which I used Pygame for developing the games using Python coding. So here we can simply make use of this event.key, and we can check whether the user has pressed the spacebar key or not using this simple code. Right, so if the user has pressed the spacebar key, then what should happen? Let's first check whether this code is going to give us the correct output or not. So I would like to see flap getting printed in the logs over here. Let's see whether we'll be able to see the flap or not getting reflected in this log window. So if I'll press this spacebar key, I'm able to see the flap over here. Right, so it is working perfectly fine. The code which we have defined over here is working perfectly fine. So I'm removing it for now. Now it's time for us to define something which can help us in making the bird move upwards. So what we can do, we can simply make use of this variable bird underscore movement, right? And we can, let's assign, I would like the value of this bird underscore movement to decrease every time the user hits the spacebar key. So it should decrease by 12. Let's see what is going to happen if I will press the spacebar key. Okay, so it is going up and it is looking amazing. Yeah, fine. So every time I'm pressing the spacebar key, what is happening? The bird is going up. But the movement is not looking good. The way it is going up, it's not fine, because if I'm pressing the spacebar key twice, so there is a point where it leaves the window completely. I don't want that to happen. So what we can do, we can add another line of code here, and that line of code can be something like this. So I'm copying this code from here and I'm putting it here, and instead of doing this directly, we can first change the bird movements value to 0, and after that we can make it decrease by 12. I think that is going to be a good idea, because here what is happening, here the, okay, let me just run this code and check whether it is going to give us the correct output or not. So if I'm pressing spacebar key, yeah, now it is perfectly fine, I think. Or is it giving the same output? Yes, it is looking fine. Right, earlier also it was fine, but now I think this code which we have used here, this line of code we have used here, it is making the movement a bit flexible, a bit more flexible, right? So let it be there for now. Now it's time for us to define the code, with the help of which we can bring the pipes also on our display window. So we are going to make use of the same concept again. I'm copying these 3 lines of code from here, and simply I'll have to put it over here. Let's change it to pipe underscore surface, and the name of the image which I would like to see getting reflected on my game window is this pipe dash green. So what is the complete name of this image? Let's check it out. Pipe dash green dot png. So we can simply replace it with pipe dash green dot png, and that is going to convert for us the image into such a form which will not put a lot of load on our game window. Okay, then we can replace this with pipe underscore surface again, and this is going to transform the image, the pipes images for us into this function will scale up the size of our pipes. right? But we'll have to put this pipe underscore surface here, and so as to pass it as a parameter to this function, right? So we are using the same concept. Fine. Now it's time for us to define an event. So I'll be creating a user defined event. So for this, let's do one thing, because it's a list of pipes which I want to see on my game window getting reflected. It's not like I want to see only one pipe. I want to see, number of pipes. So that's the reason we'll have to make use of an empty list variable. And let's have uh, an event with name spawn pipe. That's the one which you will generally find the professionals using in their games. So it's name of which they give to a customized, or you can say user defined event. Now, how to define a user defined event? So you can make use of this keyword user event. Fine. So pygame.user event will create for you this will make this variable convert into a user defined event. And then we can have pygame dot time dot set timer. So you know why I'm setting a timer here? Because I want to see the pipe getting reflected again and again, coming on the display window again and again after some amount of time. So how can I do that? We can simply pass this as a parameter along with the time limit after which we want to see the pipe again. So once the pipe is there, it will go away, and after 1.2 second, we'll be able to see it again on the screen. That's what this function is going to help us with. And then we can, the way we have defined this if control statement over here for checking this uh, event's occurrence. In the same way, we can define another if control statement with the help of which we can check the occurrence of the user defined function, user defined event which we just created over here, the name of which is a spawn pipe. So if the event type is equal to spawn pipe, then what should happen? Let me just check whether this code is going to work for us or not. So if this event occurs, I would like to see print getting printed in the output, let's say. Okay, so let me just run this code and see what's gonna happen. Okay, it is giving us an error right now. So this is not working fine. Now, why it is not working fine? That's what I will have to check. Okay, I need to put double equal to operators over here. I think now it will give us the correct output, and we are able to see the print getting reflected. The print is getting printed again and again here. So this command which we have defined here is working perfectly fine. Let me close this window. Okay, so this is working perfectly fine. Now, how to create the pipes on the game window? For that, we can have a function over here. So let's create a function quickly. How to create a function using this def keyword? We can create a function. Let's create a function with name create pipe. So this is the one which is going to help us in creating the pipes on the game window. Let's have a variable here with name new pipe, and let's define this pipe surface. So what I am doing here is I'm defining a rectangle for my pipes. Okay, and wherever I want to see the pipe initially getting reflected, I can simply pass the value of that point over here like this as a parameter to this function. The way I pass this parameter over here, the way I pass this value over here of the point where I want to see the bird getting reflected, in the same way I'm passing this mid top value. I want to see the pipes getting reflected in middle top, and exactly I would like to see them getting reflected at 288 comma 512. Fine. And now what we can do after passing this value, we can ask this function to return us something like new pipe. Okay. So this variable, it will return us now. Fine. It's a very simple function. I hope you have understood this code. Now what we can do, we can simply come down here and let's do one thing. Let's check whether this function is working properly or not. So it will return us this new pipe. Right. Now we have created this pipe. Okay, it should be pipes list, not pipe surface. Sorry for this. So we can do one thing. We can simply put this pipe list over here, and let's see what are we going to get as an output in this log section. So I'm removing everything, whatever is present over here. Let me run this game. Okay, so we are able to see these empty lists getting printed here, right? Okay, now what we can do, we can define another function. Let me do that so as to make the pipe move in the x along the x-axis. So let's do that. Define move underscore pipes. That's the function which I would like to use, and let's pass pipes as a parameter to this function. Okay, now for pipe in pipes, I would like to set the what we call it, position, so center x, because I want to make it move along the x-axis. So that's the way I can do it. All right. So it's a very simple code. I hope you have understood this code. In case you have any queries, please do let me know about the same. Please put your queries in the comment section, comment box, and definitely I am going to respond to all your queries. All right. So that's the whole code which I have defined till now here on this Sublime text platform. Let me show you the whole code again. Okay, that's where it is, the code is starting from. Fine, so this is what I have done till now. Okay, and right now what we are doing, we are trying to define the code. We are trying to get hold of the code with the help of which we can get the pipes also reflecting on our game window. So you know what we can do here, where the when this event spawn pipe will take place, we can get something added to the pipe list. This is an empty list, right? Which we have created. We can add something to it. Now I would like to add this create underscore pipe function. Whatever it will return, I would like that to get added in this pipe list, and I would like to see it getting printed in this log. Let's check whether this is going to give us something here in this logs or not. Okay, we are able to see these rectangles getting created. So it is creating for us these rectangles. See, right? See how beautiful it is looking. Okay, so now we are going to put the pipes on these rectangles. So this code over here is working perfectly fine. It's time for us to come up here, in this function, which is going to help us in moving the pipe. So inside this, I would like to define a code with the help of which we can, get something in return from this function. So I would like this function to return pipes to us finally. Okay, so that's how we can do it. All right. Now let's come down and call this function. Uh, so we need to come down in this while control state, while loop, and let's do one thing. I am coming over here. Where is that bird move? So let's put the code over here. So pipe list should be equal to, let me just call this move pipes function first, and to this we can pass pipe list as parameter, right? And whatever this will give us, it will be saved back in this pipe list variable. And now it's time for us to define a function with the help of which we can draw the pipes on the display window. So that's the function which I'll be using for drawing the pipes. Now we need to define the code for this draw pipes function. Okay, So we can come up over here and let's define a function here with name draw underscore pipes. So that's the one which we'll be using for drawing the pipes on the game window. And I would like to pass a parameter to this function. Let's say pipes. Fine. And then we can have the same loop, this for loop which we have used here. We can have it over here also for pipe in pipes. What should happen? So screen dot blit, that's the function, block transfer function, which helps us in bringing everything on the display window. So I'm using this same concept, pipe surface, and I'm passing this pipe also as a parameter to this blit function. Let me now run this code and see what is going to happen, whether I'll be able to see the pipes over here or not. So it is returned, it is throwing an error, right? What's the error? Draw pipes missing one required positional argument. So is there anything which I'm missing here? Let me just check. So here I'm calling this draw pipes function. Okay, I haven't passed anything to this function as a parameter. So we need to pass something as a parameter to this function. Let's pass this pipe list because this is the one in which all the pipes are going to get saved. Let me now run this game and see what's gonna happen. So we are able to see these pipes getting created like this. See, okay, we are able to see these pipes over here. Okay, so this code is working perfectly fine for us. We are able to now see the pipes also. We are able to, make the bird also jump like this. Fine. Now these ghost images of pipes which you are able to see here, how we can get rid of these ghost images and how can we make our game more interesting and interactive, that's what we are going to check tomorrow. Right, and now I would like to see the comment box. If I have anything to answer, definitely I will answer that query. Just give me a short moment. So where is the comment section? If you really enjoyed this lecture, please do not forget to like and share this video in your groups so as to make it reach to the maximum students possible. Because I would like them to also, come and join this channel and learn these amazing things which I am teaching right now to all the coders out there. And thank you very much for all the support and all the love that you guys are providing us by sharing our channel's link in your groups and also by liking and regularly checking out our videos which we are posting on this channel of ours. Thank you so very much. And besides that, I would also like to tell you that Geeks for Geeks is a very big company, and it is right now providing the students with different courses. So if you want to avail courses, any of the courses, you can get in touch with us. How you will do that? You can check for you can check our company's main website. Over there, you will find all the information. You can get in touch with one of our executives, and you can get the information of the course which you really want to pursue from him or her. Right? Definitely, our executive team will help you with all the possible information. And in case you have any queries related to the things which have been taught by me or which I generally put on this channel, so you can talk to me directly. You just have to put your query in the comment section, and definitely I'm going to respond to all your queries. So Code Producer is there with me. Thank you very much, dear, for liking this video. Please do share your name with me also so that I can shout out your name. Okay, so I think there are no queries. You guys were able to understand everything. So this is it from my side in this lecture. Please do not forget to check out the courses which we guys are providing right now, and the kind of fees that we are providing the courses in. They are very cheap. Okay, the prices are very low. You guys will be able to afford the courses, without spending too much of money. So we have courses based on Excel also. We have courses based on, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Python game development, Python app development, there are many things that we are providing right now to the students. So just check out the main website of Geeks for Geeks, and if you like any course, do get in touch with our executive department to get your queries sorted out. And after that, if you want, you can avail the course which you like. Right. So this is it from my side in this lecture. Hope to see you in the next lecture too, which I will be shooting tomorrow at the same time, 5:30. Thank you very much, all of you. God bless you all with a great, great future. And